All right, so we gotta go. We gotta meet them for dinner. We gotta go.
Well, then I need to get a quick hip bath.
A what?
A hip bath.
Welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels with your hosts, Sean and Marianne Blanc.
Well, hello, Parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly. Did you forget who you were?
No, I was just trying to change them up a little bit.
Oh, how stupid of me.
This is another video about Lizzie Borden.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been following along with all these videos that we're throwing out there on our channel, because we got Lizzified.
We did.
We got Lizzified. There was quite a lot. If you haven't been following along, I'm going to put a link to the playlist right here, ding, where you can actually go and catch some of these other videos.
All right.
A lot of interesting stuff.
Yes.
A lot of interesting stuff. And we're going to talk about what a hip bath is here in a little bit. But this video, we are talking about three gentlemen and some of their documents that were related to the case that are kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Some of which we may never see.
Very likely that we won't.
Yeah. So let's get started. Let's talk about the Robinson papers.
The Robinson papers. These are the scary ones. These are the ones that are the hidden documents.
Who was Robinson?
So Robinson was one of Lizzie's lawyers. Okay, and he was a former governor of Massachusetts, and he was one of her lawyers. That's basically it.
So what you're talking about when you talk about the Robinson papers are his papers that were related to the case.
All the
his
case
briefs.
files. All the case files. Yes, because he was a lawyer, and it was based out of his law firm, and his law firm still sort of pseudo exists. I mean, the name's changed a bit through time, obviously, we have all these lawyers today that they add a lawyer, take a lawyer away, and they kind of sort of change the name of the firm. But the firm is still there. Yeah, it's still, the law firm is still there. And so therefore, Lizzie Borden's trial documents is all still hidden away in the lawyer's office.
Still under
lock and key.
Client attorney privilege.
That's right.
We may never see those documents, and there could be information in there that kind of says, here's who did it.
Yeah.
Or here's how I'm going to get Lizzie off from doing it.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, so all the case files are still there. They're locked up on the 16th floor
so you know
in
exactly
a filing
where they're
cabinet.
at.
I do.
We're putting this out on YouTube, and please don't come back and get on us if somebody snaps and goes after them.
I know, right? So it's in a locked storage room on the 16th floor of the office building in Springfield, Massachusetts. It's in a filing cabinet, and it is at the law firm of Robinson, Donovan, Madden, and Berry.
That's where they're at, folks.
That's where they are.
That could be the key, the missing key to the puzzle to solve the case.
Yeah, so now
we may never know.
Right.
There's no statute of limitations on those kinds of documents.
That's exactly the thing. There's a gentleman named Jeff McCormick who worked at the law firm. I don't know if he still does. Back in 1992, around the 100th anniversary, he's like, I think we should, release these. It's 100 years since the murder.
Everyone's gone by now.
And so they had been being asked for years about it and so forth. And there's a couple of people who work at the law firm who have seen the documents. They archived them, they logged everything that they have, all that kind of stuff, put them in protective, material so that they are, going to be safe for a long time. But basically, they said, we'd like to do this. So they looked into it because they'd been asked so often, and it turned out that their bar association said no. The bar council said that in the opinion of the council and the board of bar overseers, discussion of or release of any of the materials in your possession would be violation of various rules and canons of ethics regarding confidentiality of client materials.
So here's what we got to find out, folks. Okay? Here's what we got to find out. And if anybody wants to do this, leave a comment down in the comment section.
Now I'm worried.
We need to find out the receptionist, the secretary, and the maintenance people, what kind of candy they like, or even dinner. And we pull together and buy them like a big dinner card or something like that and just say, hey, from this time to this time on this date, just look the other way.
Oh, my goodness. You cannot suggest such things there.
No?
No.
I'm just asking for a comment. Do you guys have any better suggestions? Leave them down in the comments.
Oh, my goodness. So, anyhow, they thought...
This isn't getting monetized.
No. They thought that maybe, they would be able to release them. Then they got this information back from the Bar Association. They're like, oh, no. Well, then there was a thought a few years later that maybe it just might happen because there was another case that was going up for some work at the Supreme Court where there were some individuals trying to get some documents that were based on a case from just a couple days before one of these individuals in the case died. And the Supreme Court upheld that even after the death of the individual, it is still client privilege.
Yeah. So it's going to have to take a major law change.
Right.
And who's going to fight for that,
Right.
But I can see after 100 years, like client attorney privilege should
pretty much everybody
run out.
That's involved in that case is
all
dead
these
by
unsolved cases. I mean, Lizzie Borden's one of the most famous ones, but all these unsolved cases, they could be solved just by looking at those documents.
Yeah. So one of the individuals who has seen the documents said that within the documents, they're not allowed to say what's there, but they do say that there's a lot of newspaper clippings about the case that are part of the case file, but they can't tell you what else is there, including whether or not it's the smoking gun. They can't say. Of course, we know that's a catchphrase because it would have been the bloody hatchet, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about the Knowlton papers.
Okay. So the Knowlton papers, of course, we know that Hosea Knowlton was the prosecutor in the Lizzie Borden case. He was the head prosecutor. And he had all kinds of notes that he had taken, handwritten documents that he had, journals, things like that. All of that information has been donated to the Fall River Historical Society, and they have gone ahead and tried digitizing it. You can buy books that have the Hosea Knowlton papers. You can read those online.
So he was the public prosecutor, so those become public
He was the
records.
Prosecutor, right? Yeah. Because it wasn't client privilege. His documentation could be released.
Okay, so Jennings was Robinson's partner, right?
Andrew Jennings wasn't. I don't think he was partner.
Attorney.
He was just one of Lizzie's
attorney.
Yes,
okay.
He was actually the Borden family attorney.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So he was there.
So
he was their lawyer.
Crisper than I am. Yeah. Okay, you just said that. All right. So the hip bath.
Yes.
Our opening.
Yes.
First of all, what is a hip bath?
Basically, back in the day, we didn't really take large baths very often. Sometimes.
Well, you had to go out in the yard and
pump.
get the water, then heat the
So
water.
basically, it's a smaller.
Or you had a maid do it.
It's a smaller. It's like a miniature bath that basically you could get wet to your hips or whatever, and you basically just kind of took a little mini bath. Wash
your important parts.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of those.
So Jennings hip bath. What the?
So Andrew Jennings, he died. Obviously, it's been quite some time now since
if he was still alive.
Yeah,
that would be
that
awesome.
would be great. But he died, and then his family home over the years, it was left unattended, and things like that. But after the mother sort of died and the family was kind of going through some things, they were getting ready to sell the house. This is basically what happened. They're getting ready to sell the house. And the family is up in the attic, and they find this hip bath, and it's got all kind of papers and junk in it. And they're like, oh, maybe we should just throw all this stuff away. And then they're like, wait a second.
Imagine?
Yeah, right? And then they're like, wait a second. Maybe we should go through these. Thank goodness they did, because in this hip bath, hidden away in the attic of Jennings, were actual evidence pieces from the Lizzie Borden trial itself. Wow. The exhibits were there. So the pillow shams and the bed cover from the room where Abby was killed, they were in the hip bath. They have those now at the Fall River
Imagine
Historical
if that ended
Society.
up in a landfill. Wow.
I know, right? There's a slide.
I'm surprised you don't have it here, like an eBay purchase.
Well, like I said, it was donated to the Fall River Historical Society.
Okay, so it's being preserved.
Correct. They did actually have that pillowcase, the pillow shams and the bedding. They had it on display in 2010 for a couple months.
So that's one of the places, like, we're starting to plan our trip, like, when we actually go back. One of the places you want to go, I definitely want to go
definitely,
to, is
yeah.
the Historical Society
Right.
to see some of the stuff. So, folks, when we do go back, we're going to get a bunch more stuff. We want to go there. We want to go to some of the other auxiliary
Locations
places,
that are involved.
like the farm and
And
the
of
house
course,
out in Fairhaven where Emma was at.
I want to I want to go to the location of the actual trial, which that
Yeah.
building is still there, and supposedly the same jury tables and the everything, they're still
Yeah,
there.
so we'll collect more stuff that
Right.
we could definitely add to our collection of
Lizzie info, yeah.
Lizzie-fied photo or videos.
Yes, yeah. But they do have all of these things from the hip bath now at the Fall River Historical Society, including the pillow shams and so forth. There's a note. There's a couple notes.
Think we get in for free if you dressed up as Lizzie and walked in?
Yeah, probably not.
They
They probably get that a lot. But there's actually a note and a slide that is there. The slide actually says that it's hair evidence from the Lizzie Borden case.
Wow.
And it's the hair from the hatchet,
Wow.
which they believe to be cow hair. However, that's there. A piece of
Okay, you're getting excited.
I know, a piece of
She's getting twitchy.
Lizzie's stepmom Abby's hair that was hatcheted off. That's there.
There goes the monetization.
So all of these items
That's okay.
are now at the Fall River Historical Society. Some of them come out on special occasions. Some of them, they are locked away.
Can you make appointments to see him?
I don't know, but I'm sure going to try.
Of course she is. All right. Is there anything else you would like to add to this video?
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
No
well, you
pressure,
know what?
but
To
this
be
is
honest,
the last one.
To be honest, the Fall River Historical Society has a ton of collections. They have the Hip Bath collection. They have the Knowlton papers. They have Marshall Hilliard's papers. Those are still, to my knowledge, haven't been digitized or anything yet. They have just about 10 or 15 individuals' collections that revolve around the Lizzie case. So they've got so much stuff there. There's no one that rivals what they have.
That'd be pretty interesting historical society. All right, so we hope you enjoyed the trip here with the Lizzie Borden videos. That we took
I know
you on.
I have.
Yeah, how many weeks? 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 25 videos. Yeah.
Actually, 4 weeks.
Has it been 4 weeks?
Yeah, we had 3 locations
Yeah,
and
4
then
weeks.
the extra. So it's been a month
4
of
weeks.
Lizzie.
4 weeks, yeah. So we've had fun doing it. And we kind of put this one, we kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it because we knew we had a ton of stuff.
And there's
And
still,
I'm sure if we sat
there's
and-
still like 2 things that I know we haven't done videos on that deal with this. So, you know, but we're going to
They
save
may pop
those.
out later.
We're going to save those for when we go to the location of the trial.
Okay. So if you liked this series and like these videos and that kind of stuff, leave us a comment. We love your guys' comments. That's really the best thing about the YouTube is seeing your guys' comments. Appreciate them so much. So much.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, until next time,
Thanks for watching.
and happy hunting.
Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting!